Hello, this is Doug Ware at Instant Quick, and I am here today to show you how to use the IQApp editor to create a basic Hello World application for SharePoint. I'm going to start by clicking on IQApp Editor in the menu to open up the editor, and then I'm going to click Choose an Action and create a new app. Now, the name of this app is just going to be Hello World, and I'll give it a nice description. And then I'll click Save to get started. This brings us to the main page of the app editor, and to create an app I'm going to need a source site. So I click Create Source Site and select my tenancy, which I've registered previously. And I've created a site for this. It's at sites source 1. Then I'll enter in the username and the password. Now this is on Office 365, so I'm going to check that checkbox, and so I don't have to enter this every time. I'm going to check the Remember Me box and then click Connect. Now, this source site is just your basic empty SharePoint team site. I follow the link to open that up, and first I need to log in to Office 365. And as you can see, this is just a basic site with no content. All right, so now I'm going to go back over to the editor. And you'll notice in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, I have a dependencies panel. So I'm going to click Manage Dependencies to show you that I have the IQApp Core client components installed. I could remove those if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave them there. Now, it's important that that be there, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Tools pane to apply that dependency to the source site before I do anything else. So I'll just click the Apply Dependencies button and confirm the operation. And then we can watch as the magic happens in the background. So as the job takes place, we get a nice log that tells us all of the steps that it's going through. And you can see that it's removed some features. It removes the multiple download strategy feature, and it provisions a few things, the main thing being a document library called IQApp Core and all of the content inside of IQApp Core. So if I go back over to the source site and refresh the page, I can see in the quick launch that there's now a document library there called IQApp Core. Now I'm going to do a demo here where I'm going to load a JavaScript file on demand on the search results page. So I've opened up the site assets folder, and I'm going to go ahead and use OneDrive to sync to this folder. And I like using this technique because it lets me just create files on my file system and they automatically get synced to SharePoint. So I'm going to create a new JavaScript file here. I'm going to start by just creating a new empty text file. And then I'm going to rename it to be Hello World.js. Yes, I definitely want to change it. And I could edit this using any of my development tools, but for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to use Notepad. And I'm going to create a simple one-line script file that just says Hello World when the script runs. And we'll go ahead and save that. And if I come back to the site and refresh the page, we can see that it's now nicely synced to the site assets folder. Now, what I would like to have happen is for this JavaScript to run when somebody does a search. So I go to the search page to get its name, which is OSS search results.aspx. You can see nothing happened. The script didn't run yet because I haven't wired it up. I copy that to the clipboard and come back over to the editor. And I'm going to use the Select a Tool option to create a new runtime resource mapping. I have a couple kinds here, global and page, but I'm going to just create a page one. And I'm going to paste the name of the search results page in there and click Add. So now I need to specify what I want to inject into that page when it runs. So I'll click New Page Script or Style Sheet, And this is on my SharePoint site, so I checked prepend web server relative URL, and now I'm just going to use the type ahead to find the site assets library and the Hello World JS file, and I'll click add. Now the tool very helpfully tells me that the file is not in the app, so I can click the plus button to add it. And when I do that, it warns me that this is going to save my work. This is going to read the file out of SharePoint and store it. And we'll just close the tool and go back over to the tools pane. And now we're going to use the runtime resources and custom form mappings tool. So I'm just going to click that to apply the runtime resources to the source site. And once again, we'll watch it do its work. So it goes through the steps. This time it succeeds once again. So we'll close this and now go back over to the source site. And if I refresh the page, we now see that the JavaScript runs. Hello world. And that's how you get started building an app using IQApp Central.